Okay, so the few things I want to mention today is that we have to, the people who are beginning will have to be a little bit patient with the instructions. The people who have been for longer will have to be a little bit creative in getting into the process maybe earlier or deeper, or extend them. The things that we need every week, these are the 3 Bs, which are the blocks, the belts. See them here, the blocks, the belts, and the blankets. So the 3 Bs, block, belts, and blanket, yeah? The blanket we might use to actually support some parts of the body. If you're starting, like myself, and like everyone in some extent is starting, we need help sometimes. The belt we use to make our arms longer and be able to catch our feet because our arms are not made that long. No, I'm joking, it's flexibility comes with time. And the block we use all the time. Like right now, I've got a block to sit on, which allows me to have my hips above the knees. If you don't have a block, you'll be somewhere like this, and this is not much good for anybody. Yeah? So let's start with that. Today we're going to do the warm-up in a slightly more dynamic way, yes? So let's start by having a half a minute of silence, just arriving at the class, arriving at the room. Just find your comfortable position if possible. As I say, try and have your hips above your knees. The point of that is so that the hips are sustaining the whole spine, and we're not using the spine to support the spine. We're using the hips to support the spine. Just center yourself, maybe become aware of your breathing. Mindfulness is the word of the day. What we're going to try and do is try and keep a certain level of mindfulness, from 0 to 100, anywhere between 5 and 50 seconds. It's okay, just a little bit aware. In the course of the class, I'll try and remind you to come back into ourselves of being aware of our muscles, and that's just a small part of yoga. With that done, let's just start mobilizing the shoulders by lifting our arms up, breathing in, filling up the lungs, loosen up the neck and the jaw as you're doing this. Maybe a big yawn, breathing in, filling up, arms up, not against the ears, but up. And then breathe out, palms down, release, and just let everything go. Empty the lungs. Breathing in, arms up. Filling up the lungs. Just mobilizing the shoulders. Right arm down, left arm up as we breathe out. Breathing in, stretch the left arm further up and pushing the right arm down. Just again, just loosening up the shoulder. Continue breathing, but continue pushing the 2 arms away from each other. Also check your shoulders, or your neck, I should say. Push away from each other, and then breathing out, left arm down. Breathing in, right arm up. Filling up the lungs. Continue breathing, keep the arm up. On the next in-breath, push the arms away from each other. And then continue breathing and maintain the arm up. Third breath, pushing away from each other, just loosening up that side of the shoulders. Breathing out, right arm down. Let's do the other moves a little bit more dynamic. So breathing in, arms up. Breathe out, left arm, left side, and we bend to the left. Nice, long, deep out breath as we bend. Sideways, not forward. Breathing in, arms up. Gentle and long, right side, breathe out. Breathing in, arms up. Remember the breathing is also done by muscles. So we are working the muscles as we breathe out, gently to the left, bending. Also we need to expand the lungs, open the chest, open the rib cage, they're all muscles, intercostal muscles. Breathing in, arms up. And as we get older, these muscles become stiffer and stiffer. Breathing out, right side, and we actually find breathing more labored. Make noises as well, nice, big, long sighs. Good. Last time, breathing in, arms up. Left side, breathing out. Is your mouth, your nose, your ears, anything. This time is just about using up. Last time on the right. I'm breathing out on the right. Okay, we're going to twist now. Arms up, breathing in, really nice, gentle, filling up the lungs. Right hand, left knee, and we twist to the left. Same, breathing out, gently twisting, taking it to the extreme. Find your chest washing as you come out, as you finish breathing. Breathing in, arms up. Left hand, right knee, and twist to the right. Let's do one other couple of times. Breathing in, arms up. Maybe do it your own time. Maybe your breathing rhythm is different from mine. Last time on the left side for me. Last time on the right side for me. Breathing in, arms up. And then gently right hand, left knee, right shoulder, right knee, and left shoulder over the head. Oh, lovely stretch here. Now we're loosening up the shoulders. Let's just take this nice and breathing in, gently, gently. We're using the spine to lift the weight, so very gently breathing in, arms up. Left hand, right knee, right shoulder, left knee. Breathing in, arms up. As you can see now, this is like a bend twist, I call it. Right hand, left knee, bend twist to the right. Last time on the other side, breathing in, arms up. Left hand, right knee. Breathing in, arms up. And we're done for this part, okay? Just I like to give the lower back a nice stretch, so I try and get my chin to the ground, chest to the ground, tummy to the ground. I'm not going to reach the tummy to the ground, but just the intention, really nice and deep. And maybe a little twist side to side of it, just lower back work. And we come out. Remember, for those who arrive late, if we can get bricks, belt, and blanket, the 3 Bs. Yeah, the belt, I know that we might not have a yoga belt, but I encourage you to get one. But maybe a bathrobe belt, a trouser belt, a thin towel belt. Okay, let's do a little bit of cat-cow. So we breathe out, and we roll our back, chin to chest, tailbone to the tummy. And then we breathe in the opposite. The neck bends up, the chest goes down, and the bone, this bone, the tailbone, goes up to the sky. Breathing out. Breathing in, cat. Breathing out, cat. Breathing in, cat. And because this is very boring and every yoga teacher does it, I'm going to now spruce it up a little bit. So let's just like roll the whole spine like a skipping rope. You remember at school, especially the girls probably remember it more than the boys, but the boys probably remember watching the girls playing skipping. Yes, and when actually we have my spine used as a skipping rope, imagine somebody holding the top of my head and my tail. And then when you're ready, but you can continue, but you can go the other way if that's how you feel. So again, this is forward bend or flex, but we're also doing side bending. It's nice flexibility for the spine. And then after you've done both sides, we just do a ad lib, which means anything goes. Just close your eyes, feel your body, and just go into moving your spine as if you're a wiggling fish or a sluggy, wormy thing. And I know that can be very self-conscious, we can be very self-conscious of our movements, but you're not in the camera, so just let it go. Oh, yeah, just find those points that are a little bit stiff and just go everywhere. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do this pose is going to be the sciatic nerve here. Everybody, well, most people, sometime in the life get a very stiff back from the sciatic nerve. Goes through the pelvis inside and a whole lot of muscles and stuff there, and sometimes get stuck. And apparently the things I haven't seen, but apparently the thickness is the width of your little finger. So sciatic nerve, to try and keep it sliding and not getting stuck, we can do this little exercise. So we're going to do a cat-cow in reverse. So breathe out as a cat, leaning forward. And then breathing in as a cow, leaning back. So breathe in, cow. Breathe out, forward, cat. Breathe in, cow. And what's happening here is that the nerve from here to the leg is being slid up and down. Breathe out into the back. So this is breathe in and breathe out forwards. Breathe in, cow, lean back, breathe out forwards, cat. 2 more times. And you can actually bring your heels to your tongue, to your bum, and that's even more effective. 2 more times. And back to the center. Okay, nothing nonsense with that. Let's do some harder work. Yes, we're going to go from the tabletop position, which is a nice shoulders over wrist, hips over knees. We're going to bring the right foot back up. We're going to push that heel towards that wall, so we get a stretch of the back here. The shoulders are broad. We're not pushing up or down or anything, just nice broad shoulders, and that heel is pushing back. We can now engage in the core a little bit, and nice broad wide shoulders, and then knee down, left knee up. Stay, push the heel towards the wall, broad shoulders, neck extension of the spine, and then knee down. Right leg up, left arm forward. Again, having the shoulders strong, core engaged, hips slightly tip forward. We're not like this, we're actually trying to keep a straight spine. Push hand and foot away from each other, 3, 2, and everything down, the other side, left knee up, left foot away from the body, right hand forward. Push the arm away from the foot as you keep your core engaged here in the tummy. 3, 2, 1, everything back down. Last time with the last variation, you can stay where you were. You can breathe out and bring the knee past the elbow. Breathe out, empty your hands. Breathing in, stretch arm away from the foot. Breathe out, knee past the elbow. 2 more times. Again, conscious, deep breathing. Breathing as part of the exercise. And the last one, we hold it. Scrunch your whole body. There's a little core work here. 5, 4, 3, a little bit more scrunch. And everything down. Back to neutral. Left foot forward, back knee. Right hand forward. Push away from each other, breathing in, breathing out, elbow past knee. In, pushing away from each other. Breathing out, elbow past knee. 3 more times. And the last one we hold. All scrunched up, nice core work here. 3, 2, 1, a little bit deeper. And everything back to the You take a little break. It's good to take breaks, it's good for the body. Maybe we can also find a moment to come back in ourselves. Maintain that awareness. And for some of us, wipe the sweat of our brow. It's just nice and hot here. It's nice weather in all of you. Okay, let's continue pushing a little bit. This is the beginning of the class. You can be quite intense. If you think it's intense, don't worry, it will get easier and nicer. It's just the way the class, well, the way I design the class, the most yoga teachers. We're going to go now for beginners. If your shoulders haven't been taking this weight, don't force it. Yeah, we just have to build up the muscle. So we start like this. For those who have already been in the class for a while, we're putting all the weight on the shoulder. We're trying not to collapse in any way. If you collapse in anything, it's better not to do it. You're going to be bringing your shoulder blades back and in like this, so that the shoulders are working effectively. And then this in itself is just an exercise. We're strengthening the shoulders, we're strengthening the core here. So if you're struggling, it's totally okay. You put your knees down there. You're not struggling, it's also totally okay. So your lower back should not, if your lower back is also pinching, again, knees down. It means that you need more core strength here, which is fine. We're building up, right foot up. Down, left foot up. Down, knees down, little rest. Now, there are 2 things that are happening here. The wrists are getting a lot of strain because we don't use them very often. So look after them, don't sprain your wrists. If your wrists are paining or they're complaining, the next time we're going to do it again. So you can do them on the elbows. If your wrists are okay, then we'll continue strengthening them. Shoulders also getting a lot of weight. They're not used to carrying weight. Well, not in this direction. Used to carrying weight like this with bags, yeah, which is just really pulling. So we're strengthening the shoulders. So let's do that one more time. We have 3 versions. Beginner version or person who's starting, and we're going to be on the knees. We'll begin to strengthen it. The next level will be here. And then once you are here, we're going to lift the right foot up. This is part of your practice. Engage your core, strong shoulders, and then right knee, right elbow. Breathe in, right foot up without touching. Breathe out, knee to nose. Breathe in, right foot back, knee to left elbow. Back, put the foot down, left foot up. Breathe in, breathe out, left elbow. Breathe in, knee up, foot up, knee to nose. Foot up, back, right elbow. Back, feet down, knees down. Release your elbow, your wrist. Maybe a little bit of waving the wrist, maybe the shoulders, and you've got to be your own judge of your moves. Yeah, we're away, although I've got a camera full of lovely people. I really have to be honest, I cannot see what you're doing in detail. So the instructions that I give are as conscientious as possible to make you aware of what your body is asking you to do or not to do. Last version. So again, go 4 versions now. 1, 2, and then, well, on the 3rd version, we're going to do the same, but more static. So right foot up, right knee to right elbow, hold, right knee to the nose, hold, right knee to left elbow, hold, right knee to right elbow, hold, right knee to the nose, hold, right knee to left elbow, back, release. Left foot up, left knee to left elbow, left knee to nose, left knee to right elbow, left knee to left elbow, left knee to nose, left knee to right elbow, back, knees down, come back, right hand over left shoulder, pat, 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 left hand over right shoulder, pat, pat, pat. Well done. Okay, so take a little rest. So this is all lovely work for the shoulders. Yeah, it seems like a funny and very short, but it really builds up. Very last one. This is just a novelty I discovered, so sometimes I like to bring in things. So you can be resting, maybe if you've had enough of this, just go into child pose and rest, or you can come and try this way. Plank and then arms about a foot or 30 centimeters forward. This is core work, yeah? We're going to hold that for 10 counts. If your lower back is hurting, then this is not for you. So we're just doing a little bit of core here, a little bit of masochism here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.5, 1/4, 1/5, and knees down, and we come out. Okay, now everybody can have a child pose. Yeah, you can do your normal child pose with knees closed. You can open your knees. Then you can get your belly in there nice and huggy. So child pose with your knees open if you want to, knees closed if you want as well. You can have your arms by your side or your arms forward and just let everything go, just melt into the ground for 3 counts. And we're coming out. Okay. Right, this is still work on the shoulders, yeah? I know that I'm going to go through quite a long initial part. We work on the shoulders. If your shoulders are already complaining, then just do some, some stretching of some sort, yeah? I'm just going to take it through the last exercise on the shoulder, which is going to be from plank, right leg, so left leg under the body. Yes, we've got the right arm out, left foot back, and the right foot on the side. This is called falling triangle, yeah? It's like a side plank, but we're going to do it differently today. We're going to make it more fun. So all the way to one shoulder. If it's not for you, that's totally fine. I'm going to just 5 times cycle down, butt to ground, back to falling triangle. We're not doing anything with the other arm, just working on the hips here. Butt to ground, back up, 2, 3, working on the left leg as well. 4 and 5. Both hands down, knees on the ground, and just gauge how you're feeling. Yeah, other side. So this is all peak shoulder work. Yeah, no more shoulder work after this. Left hand on the ground, right foot on the ground, left foot forward. Yeah, falling triangle. Normally we do something like this here, but today we're going to be doing something different. So from here, by bending the right knee, side of the butt to the ground, and up. Maybe you can help yourself with the hand if this is getting too much, and up. 2, 3, 4, last time, and push. Maybe you can open your arms, just make yourself feel good. Go to the ground, up to the ground, to the ground. And we're down for the shoulders. So let's just loosen them up. Oh, give them a little wiggle. Same with the wrist. And from there, we're going to move on to our lizard, yeah? So those things that we're putting weight on the hands, we're not really. Left foot forward, right foot stay behind, hands come in front. At this point, maybe some people might need to make good use of some blocks. So left foot forward. So this is now not about strength, it's about opening the hip. Yeah, the lizard is opening the hip. So I'm going to take from having this foot here in an open position, very awkward because we're not lizard, otherwise it wouldn't be open. But there you go. I just awkward because we're not used to doing this. We're now going to take this shoulder further and further inside the left knee, and then just take wherever you can put your hands, your elbows, and just lean into it. And what we're doing is just nice deep stretch of the left hip here. Fine, adjust, always adjusting to where your body requires the way to go towards, yeah? And then from here, you can also stretch the right leg. We can do the more traditional lizard, yeah? So right leg totally straight, left leg bent in a really unusual position for a non-lizard human. And then we just lean it forward. Enjoy that stretch. And then challenge, yeah? You either stay here, or for those who have been coming for a while, I'm going to take the lizard from here, right knee to right elbow. 1, 2, right knee to right elbow, back to this. So 3 times. As I say, only this is something that feels good in the challenge. Right knee to right elbow, back out, right knee to right elbow, and then knee down, take the weight in the hands, come out, and do the other side. I'm going to turn around just so that I can actually talk towards the microphone and view the camera. Yes, but again, I've got my blocks because they help me. You have to be your own judge about that. Right foot forward. And then right shoulder inside right knee. And then there are my blocks for the floor. I use a block because they're just right to get my elbows down. And then just deep into it. We're just stretching here. Yeah? We're not really, shouldn't be much strength going on. It should be more of a stretch. And then once you're there, you can choose to stretch the left leg. And now proper lizard. Now we feel like a lizard a little bit. And these feet are certainly do. So deep stretch, you can feel, hopefully here, on the inside of the hip. And then just the rest of the body is relaxed. We should have a relaxed neck, relaxed shoulders. And then for those after a challenge, left knee, left elbow. Left knee, left elbow. Left knee, left elbow. And then release. Hands, knees. And now I feel very deep stretches here. So my body's kind of asking to do a bit of a wiggle there to loosen up. You do whatever you feel you need. Maybe, hips down to the ground. Oh, yeah, that feels, now stretching both symmetrically. So feel free to be your own teacher also. Great. Little rest, never a bad thing. And then while on the ground, and before we get up, There's one pose I love to do, which is this quad stretch here. So we got, let's start with the right knee up. Well, yeah, right foot up. Again, turning around just to set the camera. You do whichever way you're sitting, yeah? Left hand goes out quite far away from me. I'm going to grab that foot here, yeah? If this is not quite in your range because your foot decided to go very far and you can't quite get it, then that's when we get the rope in. So we always, foot cannot run away, yeah? So we go left knee down, right foot down, left arm out, and the right hand is free. This is the foot catching. Lift the foot up, grab that foot with the belt, over the hands, and then just here. This is one of the best poses in yoga. Just start taking the hip down, the heel towards the glute, adjust the arm so you can then open the chest to the side. So we've got three things going on here, and you're the judge of which one takes precedence in yours. Yeah? Chest to the side, hip down, and heel to glute. And then just enjoy it. Feel. And now these are the exercises which are really nice to do when the body's warm. Yeah, so if you were to do this first thing in the morning, it is possible. You'll sprain muscle. So we're counting 3. Open the chest. 2. Hip down towards the ground. 1. Heel towards the glute. And then gently release without flapping that foot down. This is the drug of yoga. Well, some of us. Okay, other side. This is now going to be left foot up, right knee down, right hand on the ground, somewhere where it takes it away nicely. You can't get that foot. Never worry, the rope is here. That's the help. So the rope, or the hands, and then again, I'm adjusting all the time so the weight is, so I'm actually, free to move. I'm never stuck in one position, which means that we're actually adjusting the bones and the muscles are all working in a natural way. From here, once again, chest forward, hip down, heel to glute. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then release gently, and with that. From there we can come up and just wiggle. Good. Okay. So we move from the ground, all this sort of heavy upper body stuff. Now we're going to move to some balancing. Balance is very important, stretching and strengthening. But the connection between the muscles and the brain is so important as we get older, as we move on in life, and some of these connections are lost, yeah? And there's less contact between the brain and the body, so we need to make a bigger effort and reinforce the contacts that we do have, yeah? So let's start with just a very basic forward fold, yeah? I'm gonna have the blocks near me because I'm gonna need them. If you have blocks or a chair or Tupperwares or children's toys, or put them there. Now, to do a forward fold, we're going to try and do it with a straight spine. We're not going to dive into it. We're going to flat fold. We're going to fold from here. So we're stretching this chain of muscles as we move forward. Yeah. So I still go straight back. I'm not diving. I'm not trying to touch my toes or anything. So this is just maybe you can support your hands on your shins, not the knees, on the shins or your thighs. So you can actually keep it straight back And without actually, touching the floor, this could be a very nice forward fold in itself, because we're stretching the back chain of muscles. And then because everybody loves a good forward fold, then yeah, go for it. Chest to, so tummy to side, chest to knees, hand to wherever they reach. And then yeah, enjoy the forward folds. Maybe sometimes when I do forward fold, I gently rotate or move forward, tip forward and back. And that just reminds me which muscles I'm stretching. Also note, I've got my feet wide open. It's okay, you could be doing it with the feet straight. That's a slightly different set of muscles, but it's pretty much the same, yeah? But for me, I've got, kind of broad, I don't know, broad something. I find this, my hips don't really work well now. So I have, a couple of fists on the ground. And we still, I hope we're all still stretching. I'm talking, but it's really no excuse to stop. Okay, I'm stretching, still nice, hips, forward fold here. And then now we're going to go on to the exercise I mentioned, the balance squats. Yeah, so for these, I'm going to go back to the straight back parallel to the ground. And what's more, I'm going to actually hold onto the chair or my block, because I'm going to start lifting my foot up and it's all going to get a little bit wobbly. So I'm going to actually use my blocks here, maybe not to lean right into it, but just as a support, yeah, so almost psychological support. And then adjust the feet wherever they have to be so the right leg goes out. So this is a supported kind of variation of a warrior 3. And the reason why we're supporting it is we're going to take the left arm out. I'm going to do exactly, well, not exactly, we're going to do something similar to what we did on the ground before. Push, foot and hand away from each other. Breathe in, breathe out, knee past elbow. Breathe in, push, hand away from foot. Oh, and then you might lose your balance, and that's totally fine. And then knee past elbow. Foot away from hand and breathe out. Foot away from hand last time and breathe out. Hands down to the ground, foot to the ground. Adjust, wiggle, always wiggling is good because it just brings everything. It's a very complex network of muscles, tendons, nerves, so wiggling is good. Left foot out. Adjust your weight on the left hand and right foot. Maybe you're holding onto a wall if you need to, or the chair, just to help initiate this process of balancing, connecting the leg, the foot with the brain. Arm out, right arm out. Breathing in, arm away from foot. Breathe out, knee past elbow. Hand away from foot. Breathe in, fill up lungs. And then breathe out. Two more times. Hand away from foot. Breathing in, breathing out, knee past elbow. Last time. Breathing out. Hand down, foot down. Other side again. Right leg up, back. And then this time, we're going to put that foot behind us, touching the ground. It's basically a forward stand, yes, a lunge. And from here, take both arms up. And we're just going to do a forward lunge. Arms pushing away from the foot. Try and see if we can get this nice diagonal from the hands, shoulders, hips, and back foot. Push. 3, 2, and on the 1. If you're able to, if this is part of the practice, all the way from the left foot, and we go on to warrior 3, and 1. 5, 4, push hand away from foot. 3, 2, push. Stretch the spine. 1, hands to hips. Foot next to you. And relax. Let the spine, lower back, not take weight, as you know, not jerking the lower back. And the other side. So a little gentle forward fold, hands on the bridge, left foot is back up, is out, and then from here, arms out. Left foot down, and then stretch the spine away, like Superman. This could be like a Superman pose. Leaning forward, well, leaning diagonally up. You're going to try and fly here. Hands away from the foot. 3, core engage, otherwise the lower back is going to take too much strain. 2, and on 1, we take all the way to the right foot, and we're going to warrior 3. 5, 4, 3, stretch. 2, stretch. 1, hands to hips, foot to the ground. Don't strain the lower back as we come up and release. Great. And then the last balance pose. It's a nice challenge. We'll leave the rope for that. We'll do it in 2 stages so that everybody can get an experience. But let's not now just regather ourselves, maybe get our breath back. Tadasana, standing on your feet, the core, the hips forward, the core is flat, shoulders back, hands to the side, arms facing forwards. Close your eyes, feel your body, feel the environment, maybe feel your skin, the breathing. And slowly come back to our environment. Okay, we're going to do dancer's pose. For those who don't know, that's that one. Ta-da! It's it's hopefully look a little bit nicer than that. But it's not about the looks, really. I mean, I'm not exactly dancer material, ballerina material. It's what you feel inside. Yeah, I would be feeling the same as a sort of, the ballerina. Well, I don't know, but I think we would be feeling similar types of muscle stretching. If I'm doing this, then I've got this chain of muscles, all stretching right past the shoulder to the arm. So it's what you feel, yeah? And also, you're not on the camera, so you can look anything however you look. Okay. So for this, we're going to do the arm extender, because we're going to catch the left foot, and then the right hand's going to go forward. If you're starting with this, some of you might be, then that's what walls were made for, yeah? They were made for yogis to do this. And chair was made for yogis, and tables, everything around you is made so that we can actually get our pose right. But if you've actually done a few times, then great. Let's challenge ourselves, give our bodies a challenge, and then it feels so much better as we lighten up in our lives. So right foot is strong, engaged, maybe the kneecap. When we actually engage the leg to take all the weight, we generally don't hyperextend like this. We actually pull the kneecap up so that it's like a rock, but not a kind of locked rope, yeah? The hip is engaged here, left foot comes up. This is where the wall is very useful and the rope is very useful. Grab the foot with the rope, or if your hands are grown in the process of yoga, then you grab the foot there, and then we start pushing the foot back. And rather than leaning down, we're going to try and push the foot, push the foot, push the foot until it naturally bends you forward, and then right hand forward. So this is your dancing pose. So you could be doing it with your rope, you could be doing it over the wall, Whatever you're doing, we're all dancing in the pose. Push the arm away from your shoulder. Left foot is pushing away. Your left shoulder is twisting to the side. You're grabbing your balance. If you need to, grab the wall. If not, continue. 3, 2, push everything and release everything back to the center of gravity, and then release. Yeah. So instead of like flopping from there to somewhere, it's better to always come to the center and then release the palms. Other side. Left leg is strong, maybe kneecap engaged, left hip strong, and then our arm extended to the right, the rope or the belt, grab the foot. Some people, I grab the outside, but the really traditional way is to grab it on the inside. So again, if this is relatively easy for you, grab the inside of the foot and then push the foot away from your body. And at the same time, that will make you lean forward, not lean forward and then push the foot. Use the foot to make you lean forward and then left arm out. Dancing in the pose. 5, pushing, 4, 3, 2, push the hand away, look at the tip of your fingers, and release everything to the center of your body, and then release. Okay, you can also do a pat for that one, but now comes the real challenge. Now, another real challenge. This is a new one we've never done before. And for our bendy boys and girls, this will feel nice, yeah? So this time, we're going to take this one step further, especially as I said, for people who are quite bendy, this will feel nice. Maybe the rest of us will struggle, but it's nice to try new things. And even wherever you are, in the body, if you're here, we're all working for the same aim. So this time, without too much ceremony, weight on the right foot. I'm going to use now the belt in the long side because I'm going to put it over my head here. So the belt in the long way. Grab the foot and ceremoniously take it behind me. Actually, I need the even longer foot there. The longer belt. That's it. Take it over the head. And then, as I say, this is not for everybody, but if you feel you want to really push your foot back, arms forward, really back bend in balancing. Hold the wall if you need to. 5, 4, 3, 2, and push. Release again everything towards the center, maybe let go of the belt, and then you're back. So that's a different one, isn't it? But it's just fun to try new things, yeah? And all the time we're learning, we're engaging the body, we're training it. Right foot. This is a really big leg arm extender here, but that's because I'm going to take my arms over the head, foot behind, and this is a fun pose, but it involves lots of balance. 5, 4, 3, 2, a little bit further, and release. Everything to the middle. Great. So that's our balance process. Little by little every week, we achieve small goals. So from there, let's squat on the ground. So find your squat position, malasana. Some people will be here, some people will be here. Just find where you can squat as far down as possible. If your heels are sticking up and you're like wobbly, then here is a nice tip. Roll the blanket and put it under your heels. So you can actually relax back. Yeah, we've got to try not to be like this. We're going to try and have the weight, really leaning on the weight, so that we can then have free arms, free spine, and we can push those knees away from each other. It's can also act as a bit of a rest moment. And when we're here, I always remind people, and those that come regularly know, that we have a pelvic floor down here, a cup where all the organs sit. And that pelvic floor with age begins to weaken, and then you can get all types of trouble in the bladder and urinary, whatever. So this is a good exercise to pull that pelvic floor. Pull your bottom as if you're holding your pee, and you're holding, and that's strengthening the pelvic floor. So we're not like being all collapsed. That actually doesn't do anywhere. We're holding the pelvic floor. If you don't know what to hold the pelvic floor is or what it feels like, let's just rise up and you will feel it. On 7, on 1 to 7, we're going to rise up. 2, and now you feel the pelvic floor. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And as we go down, before we reach the bottom, 2, 3, 4, 5, when you get to 6, you should feel the pelvic floor holding, otherwise you wouldn't be in that position. So that's what pelvic floor is. Also can be associated with, holding your natural processes. Still stretching. If this feels too easy, too comfortable, right hand on the floor, left arm up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to the center, push your knees away from each other. And if you do the other one, I guess you have to do this one. Left hand on the floor, right arm up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. And then from there, we're going to just lean back and sit on the mat. Maybe spread your legs. Wiggle, rock your feet, just relax everything. Right, these classes are kind of hatha, we call it. So they're not flows, vinyasa, ashtanga, many, many styles. So I don't do these flows, and people might find this class different from other classes. And that's because it is. Yeah? It's just a series of poses which train different parts of the body, but we're not trying to do the flowy stuff. So because we're not trying, we're not doing it. So it's just a hands-on class. But we also had that question about why don't we do flows? Okay, this is a very sad pose. It's called broken wing pose. Okay, what we do here is a very deep stretch of the shoulders. If you've had dislocated shoulders as a child or whatever, then maybe this is not for you. If you go have the shoulders, then we're going to really put them to a stretch. So elbow, wrists on your hips, like the Macarena. Then elbow on the inside of the knees, and then this might be enough for you. This feels like, wow, I didn't know I had shoulders. And then you can press, some of you might be able to press your knees inwards, and that will put a huge stress on your shoulders. Stress is not negative. Stress can be negative, but stress is not necessarily negative. So we're strengthening the shoulder to actually strengthen, stretch, and basically learn. So this is a pull-side broken wing pose. So we're leaning, bringing the knees into each other to a certain degree, to a degree your shoulders allow. 5, 4, 3, 2, and then 1. We lean very gently, release, and then maybe just let the shoulders relax. Okay, I have noted down core, but we're not going to have time today, but next week we'll do double core. So instead, we're going to do this nice fun pose, which was taught to me by Kevin in Düsseldorf one of my first teachers, and I always remember it for this pose. So we're sitting on our left hip. We're going to sit like I call it the mermaid pose. Well, he called it the mermaid pose. So we're going to sit on the side, yeah? Feet maybe engaged, one in the arch of the other. Now, I use a block just to really straighten my back. You might want to use a block, you might not need to use a block. So this is like a sort of funny position because the body's not used to the hips are twisted. But I'm going to actually lean in the direction opposite to my feet. Find a position there to put my hand and push with the shoulder in such a way that my spine is as straight as possible, yeah? So I'm not collapsing. I'm trying never to be collapsing, doesn't do good. So I'm actually leaning. Leaning is okay, collapsing is not, yeah? So the shoulders is strong, the spine has got a little curve, but that's fine. And then from here, right hand on the right knee, and then I can actually open the chest, yeah? Open the chest in that direction, open the chest. And then the final touch is snap. You look to the right. I was feeling this is a very nice Instagram pose. So just, yeah, if you're in the beach, you're the mermaid or the merman, and you're checking out the other mermaids or mermaids. So it looks like a joke, but actually we've got a nice opening of the shoulders, we've got the spine, it's getting a nice twist here. And yeah, the neck's a little bit of work, hips are working. So open the chest, 3, looking in that direction, 2, and release everything towards the middle. And we replace. So that side is easier because we just fit on that side. Once again, we're going to put the top foot in the arch of the right foot. Now, this hip for me, you might not notice what I do is tighter. I'm actually more collapsing on this side. So also it's nice to learn about your own body. So I'm going to find a place to the right of my right shoulder so I can actually push and have the shoulder engage and not collapse. The spine is got a nice bend, but it's free. Yeah, I'm free to move, so I'm not collapsing. Left hand on the right knee, open the shoulders, and then look at the other side. Just maybe I'm going to find a little adjustment here to really get that spine twist. 5, 4, 3. A little bit further open the chest, 2, and release everything towards the neck. So that was our lovely game pose we could call it today. And it is now 12 o'clock. So last minute, just windscreen wipe your knees to loosen up lower back. Okay, so this is an alternative to a lying down twist, which we're not going to do. We're going to go straight onto a Shavasana. So it's 12 o'clock. That means the class is technically finished. So if you need to go, catch a train, get a flight, thank you very much. Namaste. If you're staying, then we'll do a 5-minute guided Shavasana. So thank you for those who go in, and we will see you next week. The ones that are staying, lie down, relax. I won't stop the recording here.